Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to have us all in the today. Today we are taking the course combination of two courses. We are taking GS103 and CIT104. All right, just like I said earlier on, two courses have a lot of things in common. All right, what differentiates just few distinctive differences. All right, between these two courses, and the thing is that CIT104 is a little bit elaborate compared to GST103. All right. So for as many of us who have 103 classes already, it's another advantage for us to also be in this class. But in this class, we'll be going through CIT104. Believe me, everything we have in CIT104 is also what we have in GST103. Just that CIT104 is a little bit expanded. All right. So with this being said, I think it's about time to start class. And one for the class is that I believe majority of the students in this class, majority of the students in the private class has gotten access to their keynote. I believe we all are really taking advantage of the keynote. And what we do actually is that as soon as the keynote is being sent to the students, students are expected to go through this keynote in less than 72 hours. And as soon as they are done, we take out time, just like what we are doing today, to discuss what students has gotten from the keynote. Basically, nothing new, nothing different in the keynote. It's just the same classes we've been having in YouTube. As we all know that we have just three modes of studying. We have familiarization stage. That is what we do on YouTube. That is the first stage. And the second stage is more of the discourse, which is what we're doing now. And the last stage, which is a revision, what we do during exam time or close exam time. All right. So I have Mr. Dwellers in class. I have Ms. Regina. I have Mr. Olamide. And please, we a very cool or calm environment. If we have no noise in our background, so you can unmute yourself so we can discuss. I'm not the one teaching here, it's a discussion. So I won't be doing talking. So it's going to be more of a discourse between the instructor and the student. Right? So with this being said, let's hop straight into it. So Miss Regina, I believe you have the keynote. Please, Ms. Regina, unmute yourself. Ms. unmute yourself. Mr. unmute yourself. So, Ms. Regina, I believe you have the keynote already. And if I'm not mistaken, you've attended GS103 class with me on Telegram. I think Mr. Julius has also attended, so I'm not sure if I've seen Mr. Ayomide before, but be that as it may. So, Ms. Regina, what do you have on CIT104? Do you have your note with you? I think you have your notes with you. Ms. Regina, can you hear me? Can we hear me? Can we hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I don't know if they are hearing, but me, I can hear you.
Okay. So we have the very first thing. Ms. Regina, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and respond, please. Okay, I think Ms. Regina is having issues with her network or something. So the very first thing I have here is computer. All right, it's a little bit of something to talk about on computer. So Mr. Dwellers, trying to say about the term computer. Let's hear from you.
Yes. What can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, like I told you, when we were having our classes, like I told you that this GST103 was the last course I had in this GST103 was the one we took last year. So, it's a course that I'm doing carryover. So all this while I've not gotten any time to really go through this GST103. And this is the reason I requested that we have to, have this class we have to make a revision of this class so that I can, refresh back on what I do study last semester. So the little I know about computer is that computer was in the early stage of the computer. It was just a mechanical computer, and then from them, it migrates to kind of computer they were using a lot different type of tube to operate. What is that again? That has a lot of do I say switches? Or yeah, that has a lot of switches. Yeah, has a lot of switches. Then after that, it migrates to IBM computer. From IBM computer, then we start in the 90s. It was when we start having a lot of different series of computers. And then that computer was that we have about four different stages of computer. We have hybrid computer, we have a mechanical computer, we have a digital, is it? I think it's digital computer. Yeah, digital computer, and then we have one other one. Forgotten another one that we have. So that the mechanic computer we can refer to like the watch, that's the wall clock that we have in the house those days, and then the hybrid computer is the one that is using half mechanical and half electronic, and then the IBM computer. I think I was I experienced the IBM computer, that big computer that has like a television. So I think yes, I think I know that one. So and that we have special purpose computers. Then it was after the course, after the lectures that I really put my eyes down to really find out what are the computers. And then I start noticing that we have special purpose computers. Special purpose computers are those computers that are attached to machines that they just serve one purpose. And then all purpose computer is this computer that we're using now to interact, that can solve different varieties of problems. And then we have this supercomputer. And the supercomputer is the one that they use in weather forecasting and all that. And then we still learn that it was I think it was in the Chinese that built the first supercomputer, where they have the first supercomputer. And then I think and many more that I cannot remember because I don't have the keynote with me, and these ones are just the ones I have in my head. Is what I'm just bringing down, not looking at any book, and So I think if you raise some questions, I might be able to answer one or two questions because I think it will reflect.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Juelas. You have actually spoken
Sorry, can I speak?
Okay, Ms. Rena, right?
Yes, Lina, please. Can I speak?
Sorry, Miss Lina. I'm not sure I know this name. I know my student, and I'm not sure I've seen this name on the WhatsApp. Please, can you just?
Oh, that's Lina Elijah. That's Lina Elijah on WhatsApp. You gave me the keynotes for GST103, and you told me 3 days later we'll have a one-on-one Telegram class.
Okay, good. So, Miss Lina, you have the floor.
Okay, I want to ask, is this the one-on-one class you were talking about, or this is a general GST103 class, please?
Yeah, actually, the one-on-one actually works if we had enough time. All right. This is supposed to be the one-on-one class I was talking about. But because of time factor, exam is very close, and we have a lot of persons. I have a lot of persons that have had one-on-one with, because there are a lot of persons, about 70 of us in the classroom, that has a keynote. So since GST103 and CIT104 is a general course for most students, so I thought of it that it would be okay if, since we have one common goal, we want to discuss, right? All of us, each and one of us has a keynote, and we want to pause what we have gotten so far, ask questions, deliberate, all right, to get better understanding of the course. So I think in this general class would have been the right thing to do. All right. So that's why we're having this now.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I believe you also have the keynote already. You have the keynote already, ma'am. Okay. Mr. Alfred, Miss Olamide, Miss Lena, I'm not Miss Regina. Okay, Miss Regina is still here. Please, as I said earlier on, that we can unmute ourselves if we are not in a noisy background. I won't be doing the talking. It's a discussion. I'm not here to teach. I have done teaching already on you, which is the very first stage. All right. Just like what Mr. Jolet has done moments ago. That is what we are doing. We're going to be discussing. I'm going to be asking questions, and students are expected to still give points, all right, to explain whatever it is they have knowledge of what we are discussing. All right. So, Miss Regina, can you hear me now? Miss Regina, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself. Mr. Alfred, can you unmute yourself, please? Okay, I think the network is pretty bad. Miss Regina, I'm not sure because if you can hear me, she must have responded. So, Miss Lena, so do you have anything on the term computer? Right? Do you have anything to say about the term computer? Right? All about why is it so important? Right? And can you say anything about it? Anything good from keynote so far?
Okay, I can't really hear you well, but if I'm to get you correctly, you are asking if I have any contribution to make to concerning computer fundamentals, what I have learned so far.
No, not computer fundamentals generally, but computer.
I didn't get that, sir.
Okay, do you have any contribution to make, all right, about the term computer?
Okay, the computer is an electronic machine,
okay,
which is used to process data informations. I also know data is referred to fact about a person, object, or place.
All right.
So informations
on computer.
Yes, Bill.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. So, I from the little discussion I've had with students now, all right, this is the reason why I said there is need for us to always have this discussion whenever I give out this keynote, because I've seen students, even after the keynote, they will reach out to me and say, "Sir, I don't understand." So it's not just about giving students keynotes; it's still about having this discussion, ensuring that students understand what the content of the keynote is. Now, from what we can see here, all right, from what computer is becoming, all right, computer is no longer that machine in its early stage that is limited to laboratories. All right, computer is fast becoming what is universal. All right, computer is fast becoming, but if and I stand to be corrected if it's not already a universal machine, a computer is said to be fast becoming a universal machine of the 24th century. All right. In the early stages of computers were big, all right, large, all right. We have types of ENIAC, the like of ENIACs, they were big, all right, and just very few persons can operate them, all right. Very few persons can operate computer in its early stages, all right. It's not like nowadays that everybody know how to use a computer. Computers everywhere. It's now used also by having in hotels, schools, hospitals, in supermarkets, everywhere. Right? But it wasn't like that in its early stages. All right. Now, early computers were large and too expensive. Nobody said anything about that. I'm not saying give me the definition of computer. I mean, okay, now I remember then in my first year project, you just be asked, you just give a point, like what is computer? And you'll be given the instruction of writing not less than 3,000 words. Miss Regina, can you hear me now? Since your network is very unstable. If you can hear me, Miss Regina, please unmute yourself and let me know you can hear me. Now, if you are giving an instruction, like your exam, and we don't do pen and paper, but if it happens to be that we're giving instructions to write 3,000 words about computer, would you just say computer is an electric machine? No, I mean, you have to explain a lot of things. After you talked about computer, you talk about components of computer, you talk about the input system, all right, you talk about the output unit, you talk about the processing unit, you talk about the system unit, you talk about everything you can do. This is this core. You talk about the computer programming language, you talk about softwares, you talk about the generations of computer. Everything to just get to those 3,000 words. All right, then I can say, yes, I mean, these people are the keynote I gave to them. These people are taking advantage, maximize the keynote I've given. But I asked the computer and we could only say a few things. He said, you have even tried. He said, it's something like that. But nevertheless, that's why we are here to discuss. All right. So now, just like I said earlier, early computers were too large and too expensive to be owned by individuals. All right. So it was therefore confined to laboratories and few research institutes. All right. So if I'm to ask the first, why is it that early computers were just few? Number one, why is it that early computers were just like they were too big? All right. Why? All right. And why is that just few individuals could own them? Miss Lena, can you explain why is that?
Come back with the question, please, sir.
Okay. Now, the question I asked is, why is it that early computers were only owned by few individuals and were restricted to laboratories? Why is that so?
Okay, you're asking why only few people could own computers at the early stage.
Yeah.
Okay, because they were too expensive.
Okay.
At the early stage, the computers were too expensive to purchase, so only few people could own them, and I believe only few people as well could have access to them. That was why they were
Okay.
you would have them in places like a laboratory.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Mr. Jonas, you have something to add to that.
It's just what she has just explained. It was too expensive to own by individuals, and it was too can I say it's complex. It was too big, and it can only be operated by engineers only. So they don't have, like today you have a lot of people that can operate computers. So this is why it's restricted to those organizations that can afford that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Miss Regina, can you hear me? Miss Regina, can you hear us? I'm really not happy with what's going on with Miss Regina. She's supposed to be contributing to part, all right, but it's okay. But if you can hear me, Miss Regina, please unmute yourself and make your contributions. Now, let's continue. Now, just like what Mr. Dilla said, computers could only, all right, be operated by programmers and computer engineers in its early stage. Now, we have basically a computer is defined as a tool, all right, just like what Miss Lena said. Mr. Alfred, can you hear me? Mr. Alfred. All right, I think the network is pretty bad outside today. So just like I was saying, and what Ms. Lena said earlier on, a computer is an electronic machine. All right, so what we have here, based on the definition of computer, we have the material. All right, it's basically defined as a tool or a machine. All right, it's used for processing data to give required information. All right, a tool or a machine. Right, basically used to process data and to give required information. All right, therefore, it is capable of, now, just a moment. It's capable of taking input through. Now, what unit does computer takes input in through? Miss Lena, what input or what department does information? Let me not use the word information. What input or unit does computer takes instructions through? Do you understand the question, Miss Lena? Mr. Joel asks, you want to give the answer to the question?
Yeah. So
okay,
we give
I didn't get the question.
Okay. Sorry, Miss Lena, just hold on a moment. Mr. Joel asks, let's continue.
We give input to the computers through our keyboards and mouses and the joystick, and yeah, these are the sources we give input to the computer.
Okay, thank you for that, but that wasn't the question I answered. All right. So, Miss Lena, do you want to say something?
Please, the question again.
Now, the question is, what unit is responsible, all right, for taking instructions or data into the computer? What unit is responsible for that?
The input unit.
That's what I was expecting from this. Now, there are, all right, when we say input devices and input unit, there are two different things, right? But I see a lot of, all right, a lot of things around these things. All right. Now, input unit is a unit whereby you can find input devices. All right, they are not the same thing. Input unit is that unit where we have input devices, right? And when we talk about input devices, we are talking about the tools used in giving computer instruction, in communicating with the computer.
Please come again, sir.
All right. When we are talking about input devices, we are talking about the device, the tools we use in communicating with the computer. And just like Mr. Julius has said, keyboard, mouses, joysticks, and the likes. All these devices, all these tools are used in giving instructions, giving computer data, all right, to get required information. All right. Now, let me ask us this kind of tricky question. Why is that when we give computer data, it gives us information in return? Can anybody explain that?
Wait, can I try?
Okay, please go ahead.
Because the data we give to the computer is a piece of information.
Oh, is data a piece of information?
Yes, it is a piece of information.
Okay, is that what you have to say, man?
Well, for now, yes. I can still rack my brain together.
Okay. Mr. Jolas, do you want to say something about that? Why is that we give data to information and we get data to the computer? We feed the computer with data and instruction, and it gives in return piece of information.
So we give an instruction to the computer. We tell computer what it needs to do. The computer processes it and gives us output.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That output now is what we are calling information. And Ms. Lena, Are you doing GST? That's why I'm really finding it interesting. Is Regina not being on this? I think having it on it. Mr. Alfred, can you hear me? If you can hear me, Mr. Alfred, unmute yourself, sir. Mr. Olamide, is it Mr. or Miss Olamide? If you can hear me, please unmute yourself. You all need to contribute. Your contributions. Mr. Alfred, can you hear me, sir? All right. This is a classroom. It's a discussion. All right. I'm not teaching here. We are discussing. So if you can hear me loud and clear, do well to unmute yourself whenever I ask questions and make your contributions. Now, based on what Mr. Jola said, all right, Ms. Lena, I believe in the keynote, I specified the difference between data and information. All right. Data is raw. All right. Data is a fact. All right. And it is as useless as it could be if it's not processed. All right. It only becomes meaningful. All right. It can only pass message. All right. It can only make sense when it is processed. When it is processed, now that process of processing it transforms that raw fact into meaningful information. And it's that information that we use for whatever purpose we want to use it for. All right. So computer has to transform that data we're giving it for it to be useful to us. All right. So if you are giving your computer instruction, you have something. All right. You have an information in mind you are expecting to get out of the data you are inputting into your computer. And that information is being, just like Mr. Gela said, is the output, right? The expected result. Are we on the same page? Miss Lena, are we on the same page?
Yes, definitely.
And I mean, it's a Telegram class, it's one-on-one class. Why am I the one showing my face? Miss Lena, can you please show your face? Mr. Dwellers, do you mind showing your face? Mr. Alfred, do you all mind showing? Let's all show our faces. I mean, it's a culture. It's a Telegram class. It's not on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Dwellers has on his video. What about Miss Lena? Mr. Alfred, let's all do that as well. All right. So now let's continue. So we have that on our computer data information. So just like as I was saying earlier on, the computer is capable of taking input, all right, through the input units. Then it does what? It stores it, all right? It stores it in a diskette or a hard disk or any medium of storage, all right? That is just the process. Then after it receives the unit input, it processes it. Whenever it's processing it, the information or the data has gotten to the storage unit, all right? From the storage unit, then it processes it now, then give out results. That result, just like what Mr. Jela said earlier on, is what we refer to as the output. And you get that result through what we call the visual display unit, or on your monitor, the screen of your monitor. All right. So and for the visual display unit, we have an abbreviation as a VDU, which is in full visual display unit. All right. So Miss, I know you have the keynote, so that's how I'll be facing you more. So Mr. Alfred is on. Mr. Alfred, you're not in your house. You're having a class. Why are you not set for this class? Mr. Alfred, look at, you are working on the road. No wonder you're not contributing. So Miss Lena, I'll be asking you more questions because I know you have the keynotes, unlike Mr. Jelas. So what do you have on method of data processing.
I can hear you, sir. You said what?
What do you have on the method of data processing?
Okay, so we have three major methods that are widely used around the world for data processing, which are the manual method, the mechanical method, and the computer method.
All right.
The manual method actually involves the use of chalk, pen, pencil, and so on. The mechanical method involves the use of machine, such as the typewriter and all sorts.
Okay. Awesome. So basically, from what we can, from what name itself says, the manual, all right, it requires human effort, not just, it requires more human effort. The computing method, all that requires human effort. I think the level at which human effort required here is higher. And basically, we have to use chalk, pencil, biro, whatever it is to process data. All right, it's more basically 100% of human input, and we have the mechanical, just like what we said. It's I think it's a 40-60 ratio, where we have machines like the typewriter, but the typewriter doesn't really process data on itself. It is just a medium or a means that enhances, all right, data processing, unlike the computing method that does most of all the work, right? Just like 3%. The only part that requires human effort is that part. You need to input data. Like when you want to use your Google, you have to search. Or maybe you are using an iPhone, you tell Siri to do this for you. Or you maybe on your laptop, you need to do a voice recognition. Okay. Group, take me to Google, search this result. Right? So it's more the computer doing its thing and less of human effort. So basically, just those three methods. All right. So we have some of the characteristics of computers. I think we all can make contributions to what are the characteristics of computers. Mr. Juelas, you want to help with that? What are the characteristics? What makes computer? Mr. Juelas, you want to help us with that? Okay, I think Ms. Lena,
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, do you want to say something about the characteristics of computer?
Is it what the computing system is made up of?
Yes, like what makes computer, not what makes up. When we say character, okay, like now. When we say, okay, now let's understand this. Let's break it down. When you say character of Tutor Ayo, maybe you can say Tutor Ayo is a tutor. All right, that's what makes tutor. That's one of the things that makes Tutor Ayo. Right, Tutor Ayo takes different departments. It takes this, it takes that. When we say computer now, what are the things that is known for? That is the characterization of the computer character. What are the things that computer is known for? All right.
Okay.
So you want to say something about that?
No, I don't want to say anything.
Okay. Mr. Julas, you want to help with that? Unmute yourself, sir.
I'm sorry. I don't know that it was muted. So okay. I can say one of the characteristics of computer is that it is a new, if I am right, is a device that can help us, assess, to process our data, give us the right information that we need. Though it is what you give the computer that computer will give you back, and computer is
sorry on that, sir. On that, what you give to computer is what it gives you back. in that space, we can compute accuracy. All right, the computer is very accurate.
Yes,
And
we also
talking
have
about
speed.
awesome. And talking about what you give is what it gives you back. We also have storage, all right? Because as you are giving the computer, it has to first take it in, it has to first store it, then it processes it and gives it to you back, all right? In between what you said, we also have automatic, all right? It is a call and response thing, all right? When you give
It's
it
flexible.
data, what?
It's flexible, Abby. It's flexible.
Yes,
Is it like
it's flexible.
flexibility? Something like
Yes, flexibility. All right. So
yeah.
in between what Mr. Dealers has said, you can see how many points we have taken out. We also have reliability. It's reliable. All
Yes,
right.
it is
It doesn't
reliable.
do what you don't tell it to do. It only does what you instruct it to do.
Yeah.
So you can see all the points we've got out of that: accuracy, speed, storage, automatic, flexibility, and also reliable. All right. So we have that as that. So
one more thing is that
okay, sir.
any mistake that computer made is a human
Error.
error. Yeah, because
Yes.
computer doesn't make mistake. Yes, thank you.
Accurate. Yes, accurate. Yes. So what about the computer system? What do you have on the computer system? It's better.
The computer system is made up of the computer system, the user, and the environment.
Are you sure? There's a difference between computing system and the computer system.
Are you asking of the computer system or the computing system, sir?
The computer system. The computer system is different from the computing system. What you just mentioned is the computing system. Whereby we have the user, we have the computer, and we have the environment.
The environment. Or more English. English cannot fail me.
So now the thing is, what is the computer system? Just like asking human, like, let me ask question. As a woman, like as human beings, what makes us up as human beings? We have our arms, we have our legs, we have our shoulders. I mean, those are the things that makes humans up. So now talking about the computer system, what makes up the computer system? You are on mute, you can unmute yourself.
The hardware.
Okay. And we have the opposite of the hardware is what?
The software.
Yes. The hardware and the software. Those two things make up. Mr. Gilas, you want to say something about the hardware and the software?
Yeah, hardwares are the source how we gather the informations and install it into the computer. Is for example, is the information we are gathering to the data we are getting together and put it into the computer. And when we access it in the computer itself, it becomes the software.
Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Ms. Lena, you want to say something on that?
No, I think he's right.
I know he's right, but you want to still add.
No.
I mean, maybe your own way, your own way. You can unmute yourself, man. You can unmute yourself.
You know, we get used to mute yourself from the classes, you know, because then if you don't mute yourself, it have a noisy background. So this is why we are used to always putting ourselves up whenever we finish talking. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, sir. And I'm not comfortable with Mr. Alfred and Miss Olamide. These two people are not contributing, and I'm not comfortable with that. So if you can hear me, Mr. Alfred, maybe because you show us your camera, you are on pro to work. Maybe when you get home or you Yeah, find somewhere calm to sit so you can also make contributions. I know this is not your first time attending GS103 class, but your contribution is still also required. And Miss Olanide, you can unmute yourself. The button is on the screen. It's a microphone button. You can just push it to unmute yourself, so you can also make your contribution.
Okay.
So just like what Mr. Jonas said about software and hardware. All right, let me put it like this: the hardware is everything about the computer we can see and touch. All right, and he said something about gathering of data and giving it to the computer. That is one part of the computer. Do you want to say something, Ms. Lena?
Yes, I also wanted to talk about the hardware.
Oh, now you want to talk? I thought you said he was right. I don't know anything to say.
Yes, it's right, but I only want to
I know
add
he's right, but I said expand, like add something. You said you want to say anything, but now you want to talk. Okay, go ahead.
I remember it's because I remembered in the keynotes you also said the hardware comprises of some things, which came to memory.
Oh, right. That's good.
Yes, you said the hardware comprises of the input unit.
Yes.
The processing unit and the output unit.
Okay. Did I say that?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Because I remember I've studied all those parts down to first generation, and I have them in my head. So.
That's so now when we say input unit, now Mr. Jonas has made mention of input unit. He has said something about the keyboard, the mouse. When we say processing unit now, what are those parts of the processing unit that can see and can touch? Do you want to give us an example?
Awesome.
Ma? What happened to our CPU?
Sir?
What happened to our CPU?
Nothing.
What is the work of the CPU? It does not help process data. You can unmute yourself, ma.
Data, the arithmetic and logic units also.
Yes, but we cannot see and touch them.
Okay, no, it can't.
We only know that they exist. We only know that they exist, and maybe they are on the fiber board, but we cannot touch them because they are inside the CPU. Maybe
inside, yes.
But at least the CPU now, there are some computers, not some like the one my former piece of work. The computer we use does not have an external CPU. It's just like a TV. I don't know how they fix those computers, but everything is in that computer. The only thing you need with that computer is just your mouse and your keyboard. But all these computers that look like this black and white TV, you know that their CPU is separate. So those ones we can see and we can touch them. But there are some computers in this generation, you cannot see their CPU outside. The only thing you are seeing is the monitor. All right. And we also have the output unit, which has to do with your computer monitor itself, the screen, and basically those are the hardwares, right? Yes. And just like we have said, the input unit comprises of these are the media through data fed into the computer. And we have things like ALU, we have the ROM, we have the RAM.
Arithmetic.
Yeah, the ALU is the arithmetic and logic units. So what is the ROM and RAM?
Read-only memory, random access memory.
Okay, thank you for that. Mr. Zilas, did you get that? The ROM and RAM.
Yes, I got it.
Awesome. So now let's talk about computer software. What do you have on computer software, Lena?
Oh, you said computer software, a series of the instructions that enable.
Sorry, why do you keep saying I said? You are the one saying it. Why are you quoting me?
Computer software.
I said, or you said. Please don't say I said. You are the one talking now.
Sorry, sir. Computer software, a series of instructions that enable the computer to perform a task.
Series of instructions. Gila, do you have anything to say to that?
Series of instructions that enable the computer to perform a task or a group of tasks.
Awesome. Mijolas, do you have anything to make to
Yes,
contribute?
I think she's right. She's right.
Okay. Now the keyword in computer
Sorry,
software.
Teacher Ayo, sorry. I
Yes,
want
ma'am.
to bring you back. The main memory is under the processing unit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the main memory is also known as primary memory.
Yes, the primary
Okay,
memory.
all right. Thank you very much. I just wanted
So
to be sure.
now we have the software. The keyword now in the definition of that software is series of instruction. When we go further, we will understand that these instructions that we are talking about could be also referred to as programming languages. These instructions could also be referred to as a program. This instruction could also be referred to as languages. All right, but at this level, at this point, sorry, just a moment. But at this level and at this point, computer software is regarded as a series of instructions that enables the computer, all right, to perform. That means that the computer will not perform any instruction if this Miss Blessing, you came late and you are going to pay fine. So please see me after this class so you can pay your fine. You can unmute yourself if you are not in a noisy background. So now that means that if these instructions are not in place, that the computer cannot perform any task. And do you know that if you get a new system, maybe laptop today, do you know that you have to install some software before you can carry out anything on that computer? Do you know that? Like Microsoft Word, we all know what Microsoft Word is, right? It's a software that helps us doing all this typing and everything, editing and everything. Do you know that you still have to install these applications? If you want accounting, if you want to maybe you get your computer and you want to perform accounting tasks, do you know that you still have to install these software? Is it gaming? You know that you still have to uninstall. That means the computer is just like a channel, all right, that enhances all these things. Those softwares are independent. They cannot, I mean, the softwares are dependent on the computer. They are there, they cannot work unless you fix them, you install them in the computer. But the computer is independent. All right? Without them, you can still do something. But basically, this software help computer. The computer is capable, just like my computer now. For you to
Sorry,
do
did you
tasks
say the
like
computer? Did you say the computer is not independent or dependent?
the computer is now it's tricky. This is it. It's tricky. Whether a computer can work without or without any software. But what we are being particular about is performing of certain tasks.
Okay, yeah.
With or without any software, your computer can on and off.
Yes.
Do we agree?
That's true.
Yes, all right.
But now, just like the example I was about to give, if you want to begin to design websites on your computer, or maybe you need to begin to program, write code on your computer has that capacity to do that. But it can't until you install the software to program. Right? You can't until you install the software to write code on your computer. So just a moment.
Yes, Lena, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you, sir?
Yes, I'm fine, thanks.
Are you
Are you
also
in
studying public administration or management
yes,
science?
yes, public admin?
Or
Are you,
what
public
study
admin?
center?
No, not public admin, business admin, sorry.
Biz admin. What study center?
VI,
VI Lagos.
yes.
That's my study center as well, but
Are you in
public.
Lagos? Okay. Are you in second semester?
No, 100 level first semester.
Okay.
We are the freshers. We are the freshers.
So you've not taken any exam yet?
At all.
Yes.
That's why I find the teaching interesting and funny at the same time. That's why I laugh at some point because it's
You
interesting
guys,
and funny.
because you've not taken any exam, so you get a bit nervous because it's not what you see here, you see in exam, huh?
Wow.
Anyway, when you understand the whole stuff that is going on, it's quite easy. You enjoy the exam if you know if you learned, you enjoy the exam. But if you don't learn, I tell you, it will be horrible.
Difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult if you don't learn because the questions are just coming out and then you have to just, pick the right one. It's not just a session of the question, the whole book, the whole of the material. They will go pick some places, and then they ask you to, you have to. The most funniest one is if you have to fill in the box. You don't have any idea.
The subjective.
Yeah, the objective. You cannot try your luck there.
Oh,
So that is it.
it is well.
Sorry about that.
Oh, fine.
Thank you.
Sorry, I just had to quickly attend to my neighbor. There's an issue. I was on ground.
Never take light.
I find your class quite interesting, but this is the first time I've been able to attend your class.
Are you a member of the Friday class? Or you just got our keynote?
No, I've been on if you check very well, I've been with you since when you wanted to first go to the hospital.
But I've never seen this. I'm surprised because I thought maybe you are just one of the people that just joined last week.
No, I've joined you like 2 months plus now. If you remember, I called you one time to complain you don't take my courses, GST101, 103, 105, 107, CSS 111 and 121. So
criminology or political science?
Helena, my name is Helena. I use Lena.
Oh, okay, you are Helena. Oh, Miss Helena, you are not owing me. I just remembered you are owing me. Thank God you mentioned that name. You said something. What did you say, sir?
Actually,
I said they always change their names.
That's why I said I don't know this state and I don't know the name. Okay, so now Elena, you change it to Lena. You remove the HE. I think our network is bad.
Yes.
So let's just.
This is my first time attending the class because each time I want to attend, I notice it's not my.
Okay. Your network is really unstable now.
Yes, my network is bad.
Okay, so let's just continue.
Nevertheless, so I just hope we have more one-on-one classes, so it will help me better. Thank you.
Okay, we'll talk after this. Miss Lena, we have discussion, but know that you are you are owing me, and that's very essential. That part is essential. It goes a long way. So now let's just continue. Now we have there's something called UPS. All right. There's something called UPS. Do you mind telling us the meaning of UPS? The full meaning of UPS. Anybody who mind telling us that? Mr. Joella, do you want to help us with that?
UPS. I know UPS, but it just
I didn't get the question.
I said UPS. Is there anybody who mind telling us what it means?
Uninterrupted power supply.
Awesome. uninterrupted. Yes, thank you very much for that. And we can categorize UPS as hardware because we can see it and we can touch it. It's under hardware. So now there's a little bit of discrepancy, all right, in GS103 material under the generations of computer. If you have that material with you now, check the dates, first, second, and third generation. Those dates are wrong. All right. I think I was having a class with international relations, students in the international relations department, and one of them drew my attention. Miss Olamide, do you mind unmuting yourself? You can hear me. Unmute that circle with the microphone picture. Just click on it to help unmute yourself. So, so my attention was drawn to that those dates are not correct. All right. Now, first generation computer. All right. We can trace the history of first generation computer. Okay, I think Mr. Alfred is at home now. Mr. Alfred, can you hear me, sir? Unmute yourself, sir.
Okay.
Good.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now that you are here, you can just take over. Please talk to us about generation computer, sir. Are you ready to make contributions now? I should give you more time.
Yes, I just entered and changed. So
should I give you more time? Should I continue and make a contribution?
Yeah, I can continue. Yeah.
Okay. So the first generation computer, right, can trace it down to 1937. All right, starting from 1937 to 1953. All right, we have the first generation computer. Now look at this. In GS103, in that keynote, in the first generation computer, they listed everything that happened. They explained everything that happened from the beginning of the first generation to the end. But in CIT104, nothing like that. Are we together? Now, let me open GS103 notes now, and let's specify. All right, let's talk about the computers. Let's talk about the Miss Lena. You want to say something?
I was trying to give someone something, but I noticed in the course material, it said that the first generation started from 1937. But the keynote
which
sent
course
us
material is that?
the
Is CIT
first
or
generation
GST?
of computing started in 1946.
Which material is that? Is it CIT or GST?
GST.
GST, right?
Yes, GST103.
All right. I made mention of it just now that from the first generation to the third, the dates is not correct in the material. Now,
the GST, sir.
Now, thank God we all have access to internet. Now, at the end of this class, or as this class is going on, just go to your phone now. Go to your phone now and use Google and put date of first generation computer and compare it with what you have in your GST103. If you can do that now, I would appreciate it. But if you can't, you can do after the class. GST103, first generation of computer, check the dates on Google and Mr. Jonas, are you doing that? Mr. Alfred, are you doing that?
1946 to 1959.
First generation, right?
Yes, the period of first generation was from 1946 to 1959.
Yes.
Mr. Jonas, okay, thank you for that. What do you have, Mr. Jonas?
I have 1946
to 1959.
1946, right?
Yes, 1959.
So please, let's check our material and let's look at GST104 material.
By
GST103
JV,
material. GST103. I'm coming. I'm also getting the GST103 material.
The GST103 material, which means is not correct then.
What do we have in GST103? What's the
GST103 is 1937. GST103 is 1937.
Now, you not see what I was saying? You not see what I was saying, that the material is wrong. That date in the material is wrong. All right? But this thing is tricky. If it comes out in the exam, my own advice, so Google says this, but the material says this. If it comes out in the exam, please follow what the material says. That's just my own advice. For the record, Google date seems correct. Because when we check the date attached to the production, the invention of those computers, those dates is more than 1937. It's like saying in 2022, a computer was produced. Who is making this noise? Who is having this noise? Now, it's like saying in 2023 now, we are using computer produced in 2025. Does it make sense? It doesn't. All right. So let's use what we have, because I edited this already. So now, first generation computer, I'm switching to my GST103 note now. For those of us I've sent to, I've made those changes. So please, I think I have not made those changes.
Excuse me, sir. So are we using
Yes,
now 1930 to 53?
What we are using for first generation now is 1946 to 1959.
Yeah, but is that one is that is the real one that you can find on Google. But what is in the material? I think we should go according to the material, because if it comes out in the exam,
material, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go according to the material. So in the material, we have 1937 to 1959. So among the things that happens in the first generation, Mr. Alfred, you have GST103 keynotes, right?
The first generation under my GST is 1937 to 1953, not 59.
No, it's not 59, it's 53. 37 to 53.
Yes.
So now, what are the things, if you have your keynote, what are the things that happened in the first generation? Do you mind, anybody, do you mind contributing? Let us know what are the things that happened in the first generation. So
we have switches in form of vacuum tubes.
Miss Lena, are you saying something?
Yes, I said they use the electronic switches in form of vacuum tubes.
You said they use what? Who uses? Who are they?
The first generation. The first generation, as they used computer.
First generation computers.
Computer,
Please,
yeah.
let's speak like
the first generation
professionals.
computers used electronic switches in form of vacuum tubes, yeah. And the earliest attempts to build an electronic computer was by J.B. Atanasoff.
Awesome. Mr. Alfred, do you have anything you want to contribute to that? There are still other things in the first generation. Mr. Alfred, you can mute yourself.
It's raining here. It's very noisy. I'm not hearing anything. It's raining. Raining happily.
Can you hear me, sir? So, Mr. Alfred said, Mr. Alfred, use earpiece. Do you have earpiece? You cannot be in the class and you are not hearing us. What's the essence of being in the class? You cannot hear what we are saying. Miss, use earpiece. Miss Olumide, can you hear us? Miss Olumide, I don't. Is it not your name?
Olamide.
Ayuade. Eh?
Olamide.
Miss Olamide, can you hear us?
I can't. That place is noisy. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You said the place is noisy. Where is noisy? Is it here or?
Okay, Miss Olamide, you have not made any contribution so far. I want you to make contribution now. What do you have on? What do you have on the population of computer? Miss Olamide, I think our network is bad.
Sir, can you hear me? I think the network is bad. Like I can't really hear you very well.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Awesome. So Miss Olamide, now that you can hear me, can you please make your input on the fourth generation of computer? What are the things that happened in the first generation of computer, Miss Olamide? I believe you have the keynote, right?
I have a question.
Unmute yourself.
Before she comes in, I have a question. Now she said
Okay.
that the first generation computer are the computers. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. That the first generation computers are the ones that are using vacuum tubes and all that. What
Yes,
about the mechanical one, that the one that is just a very big machine that that you have to manipulate and turn the ions to to really get what you want.
Yes, we
So
still
what
have them
about
in the first generation.
It
What
belongs to
should
the
be
first generation. Okay.
Yes, we have the likes of ENIAC. All right, we have the likes of Colossus.
Yeah.
Are you with me, sir? We
It
have
was
the likes
designed
of
by
Univac,
Anatolian.
and we have the likes of Univac. These are very big computers.
Yeah.
If you go on Google
And the universe.
and you check their pictures. You go on Google and you check their pictures. Those computers requires a lot of people to
I've seen that
them.
mechanical, the big machine. I could not find any vacuum or something like that. It was just a very big iron that is standing, and then they have to slot in some stuff inside. Yeah. So this is why I just asked that question. Thank you.
Now, this first generation computer does not use vacuum tubes. Mr. Jonas,
They use
are you with me?
electronic switches.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Vacuum tubes.
They don't use vacuum tubes. What they use is electronic switches.
Yes.
And they use these switches in form of vacuum tubes. That means that there are some computers that use vacuum tubes, but not in the first generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yes.
Awesome. So Mr. Alfred has left. So back to Miss Olamide. Miss Olamide, can you hear me now? Because I want you to contribute. Miss Olamide, can you hear me?
She has not on mute.
Can you hear me, ma'am? You are on mute. Unmute yourself, ma'am. background is quite noisy. Okay, so let's just continue. So in the first generation, we said just like what Mr. Nehemiah, if I'm not mistaken, unmute yourself and turn on your video, sir. Mr. Nehemiah, I think this is Mr. Nehemiah. I think I recognize this picture. So now we have the likes of, in the first generation, we have the likes of Colossus, we have the likes of ENIAC, and ENIAC in full simply means, Ms. Lena, what is the full of ENIAC?
Computer.
Can you take that again, please?
Electronic numerical integrator computer.
Awesome. Electronic numerical integrator and computer. What about EDVAC or EDVAC?
EDVAC.
Miss Abiola, can you unmute yourself? What did you say, Lena?
Are you asking me the full meaning of EDVAC?
Yes.
EDVAC, electronic discrete variable automatic computer.
Awesome.
I got
Miss
it.
Yes, you got it right. Miss Abiola, are you there? Miss Abiola,
yes,
you are welcome.
Sorry.
You came late. Why did you come late?
Automatic computer. Okay.
I never knew class was doing it.
Can you imagine? I dropped your yesterday. Okay, you can as well show your face and you can as well tell us the full meaning of UNIVAC. Miss Abiola.
Yes, sir.
I want to take note of what Lena had just said, but she was too fast.
Okay, can you take that again, ma'am?
Is it ENIAC or EDVAC?
You can take it
EDVAC.
EDVAC is electronic discrete. EDVAC, electronic discrete
variable.
EDV, variable automatic computers.
Yes.
That is
and
electronic
we have
discrete variables automatic computers. Yeah.
Yes. And we have the UNIVAC.
Then we have the UNIVAC, the universal automatic computers.
Awesome. And we have all that on the first generation computer.
Yeah, on the first generation computers.
So we are moving straight to the second generation computer now, where we have 1954 to 1972. Mr. Choosing Star. Mr. Choosing Star, can you hear me?
Very well, I can hear you, thank you.
You came late. Why did you come late, sir?
Well, I just got the notification now. I didn't know it was, time for the class. I just logged in and I saw.
I dropped this message since yesterday. Why we all are in the private class and we still don't come and check what is going on. Why is that so?
Well, am I supposed to respond to that?
Yes, we are supposed to respond.
Well, I sincerely apologize. It won't happen again.
Okay, it's a one-on-one class. Do you mind showing your face so we can know you, so that even when we see ourselves in the example, we can say, this is a member of my class.
Well, I'll do that subsequently as we make progress in the class.
You don't want to do that now?
Well, I just had a bath. I need to put on my clothes first.
Okay, please do that and join the class properly. So let's continue, sir.
Thank you.
We have second generation, 1954 to 1972. All right, and in the second generation,
In my
they also
material,
amazing.
the second generation says 1954 to 1962.
Okay, it's 54 to 62. Just a moment, please. Let me on.
I can't hear you, Mr. I can't hear you.
So sorry about that. So okay. So sorry about that. So in the second generation, we have 1954 to 1962. Okay, so we have that as that. Now, in the second generation, Mr. Alfred, can you hear me now? Mr. Alfred.
I can hear you.
So what do you have in your second generation, sir?
Second generation,
Yes, sir.
1954 to 1962, sir.
Okay,
That's
what do we
what is
have
on the
there?
first material.
Okay, so what are the inventions? What are the things that took place? I sent you had the keynote, right?
There were
I don't
many
have
high
it.
level
You did send to
programming
me.
languages during the second
Uh,
generation.
you're supposed to request. I said it in the group. This is what I was saying earlier on. We are in a group, a paid group for that matter. Is the fee. Everybody in that class paid to be in that class, and I will drop information, and I'll be surprised. People will say they don't know. Ha! That's why I created a general. There are two groups. Everybody, one for your private class, two general group. If I want to drop information that will affect everybody, it's on the general group. I mean, and I even stopped posting on that general group so that messages are not too much. I only post to individual classes now. If you're having class, I post to your direct. But I only restrict limited messages to the private, general private group so that everybody can see general information. And I'll keep posting request. So please, let's request. I don't want to send it to the group.
A lot of informations are coming up. When the informations are too much, it becomes difficult to work.
You don't even know the one to check. That's true.
Yeah, a lot of information
are just too much.
Exactly. That's my challenge as well. The messages are really too much, and it's wearisome.
I don't even know, as I speak right now, I don't know which one is a private class, which one is the general.
I suggest we do something which will be very, very easy. Sorry. I'll suggest you do something which will be able to help others, because I also had this challenge of so many messages coming in to the extent that I always have to scroll through to get when I have a class. What will help each and every one of us is if you're able to create a community whereby this you have an announcement forum whereby you are the only one that has access to message on that platform. So any vital information you post there cannot get lost in the general chat, because whenever you post a vital information on the general chat forum, it goes off even before we come online, because people definitely will chat and it's get lost in
Yes.
the chat. So it would be better to create a community, and in that community you have an announcement forum whereby you post informations like this on the announcement forum. You are the only one who has access to post there. All we can do is just see the information. So I think this will help everybody more. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. That's a good one, Miss Lena. I actually, the private class I created, actually, there's a space, there's a room for announcements, but I don't use it because I feel if there's an announcement, people should be able to contribute. Okay. And that's why I have the temporary private class whereby I can drop general information. All right. Well, thank you for that. I think I will start using, but the general private class now will no longer be of use if we do it like this, because I don't send links to classes there again. I rather send it to your classes directly. Like if this admin 100 level first semester are having classes, I'll just post the link directly on their private class. The same thing applies to other departments and other levels. All right. Before I do post it on the general private class, but I realize that, example now, there are times I take 5 classes in a day. Somebody who is taking the very first class for that day, that person is not in class and come back from work around 6, right? So a lot of messages will have dropped after that person's class. So the person might find it difficult to locate his or her class. So that's why I decided to not be putting on the general class again and be putting it directly on our departmental private group. All right. So thank you very much for that. So as for the keynotes, I'm going to drop it as an announcement. I will not send it as general stuff to the private class. I won't do that because some people say, I don't even know. I didn't even see it. But it's a thing you requested for yourself. And I deliberately, if you are requesting, I'm taking you out of this my other WhatsApp. I'm taking you to my business WhatsApp. So I can monitor your progress. I can come after you and ensure you are using it. Because I know students, open university students, some of them will say, we didn't know exam, I didn't try for us. And I cannot be in that place and come and put keynotes in your head. All right. So thank you very much for that. Let's continue. So the second generation, we still have a long way to go. I was hoping we can finish this class today, but I don't think so. So now we have the second generation. We have the likes of Tradic, all right? The likes of Tradic, high-level programming languages, all right? High-level programming languages, all right? And supercomputers. I'm just making mention of the key point. We have the likes of Tradic, high-level programming languages like Fortran, that's the Fortran, all right? Algol and COBOL. Okay, the second generation, we have high-level programming languages like Fortran, Algol, that's ALGOL, Algol, COBOL. All right, we have the likes of Tradic. All right, and the first 2 supercomputers. All right, first 2 supercomputers introduced.
Specifically for
Are we together? Are we together?
yes.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Awesome. So we also have LAR, that is LAR, which is the Livermore Atomic Research Computer. And one thing with first generation of computer is majority of all these computers have limited options. All right, they can perform limited tasks. Most of them only perform 1 or 2 functions. And most of all these computers were actually military influenced computers, meaning that they are computers that were used by the military departments or by the military units to detonate bombs or explosive or anything that has to do with bombs and everything. For military, all these lasers, like what we have in Israel, the Iron Dome. All these computers, they are basically special computers that they perform one or two functions. Or like what we have now, one computer can program, one computer can write code, one computer can do typing and everything. In the early generations of computers, it was not like this. All right. So, Miss Lena, what do you have on your third generation?
On what,
Lena,
sir?
third generation of computer.
Oh, on the third generation, we have the Solomon computer that was developed by Westinghouse Corporation. We also have the medium scale integration and the small scale integration.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have the combined programming language, that's CPL in 1963.
Okay.
Yes, and we also have the basic computer programming language, that's BCPL. And that was in
Thank you very much.
1967.
Now, let me help rearrange that. All right. Remember, in the second generation, all right, apart from the Tradic, the supercomputer, and the LAC computer, all right, if you have to categorize it properly, introductions of some computers and programming languages, two things, all right. So, started from the second generation, and it continued in the third generation. In the second generation, we had programming, not just programming languages, it means that those programming languages, it's not everybody that understands them. It's not everybody that understands them. That's why they are referred to as I. Right? I programming language started in the second generation. And we had the likes of Fortran, Algol, and COBOL. All right. Yes, so it continued. All right. Third generation now. We now have CPLs and BCPL under programming languages. Now, CPL stands for Combined Programming Languages, whereby we have different programming languages combined into one. All right. And we also have basic computer programming languages. All right. So now those basic these are a little bit simplified computer programming languages, whereby people can comprehend. Are we all together? All right. And in third generation as well, we have introduction of some integrated skills. Now we have the likes of, once again, you remember in first generation, computer used switches in place of vacuum tubes. In third generation, they use integrated skills.
Yeah.
All right. Uses of integrated skills. And we have the likes of small scale integration and medium scale integration. That is the SSI and the MSI in the third generation. Please note all these things and don't let us mix them up. All right. That's one thing I've been working on. It's not easy. I wish I have somebody who can be taking my classes so I can focus on our practice question. Okay, now that we are even here, let me use the opportunity to ask us. Is it okay if we don't have classes for this week so I can fire down on producing practice questions? So as we have our practice questions, we have our keynotes, and we can go back to classes full time, which is going to be revision. All right? Is that okay?
We don't have time again, sir, to miss class.
Okay, now let me say this. Are we aware that those practice questions are also very, very helpful? Because I will be extracting questions from past questions of different years. All right? And I will extract questions from the materials just to help us ask our brain based on what we have learned in the class. So, is it worth giving this week?
From last semester, from the experience I had last semester, All the past questions, nothing came out of it. It was things that I learned in the class that I wrote. Most of those things that has a lot of hard repetition in the past questions, they didn't come out. I didn't see them. It was just those things that I learned when I was in the class that came out. You know, the keynote that you gave us, most of those things were the things that came out. The ones that I have a lot of ask questions that I was going through them, where you have to repeat the same thing like 5 times. None of them, I didn't see them.
Okay, I understand what Mr. Jolas is saying. Now, maybe I have not mentioned it to us that what I am making available is practice questions, not just past questions. Practice question in the sense that I am going to extract points from the material and repurpose them and present them in form of questions. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, it sounds different
Yes.
than like the other one, yeah.
Yes, it's a beautiful idea, and I think it will work better.
Okay, but now the thing is, are we willing to sacrifice next week for this? Now, this is what I'm suggesting. This is what I'm suggesting. Throughout next week, I'll not my channel will suffer. Throughout next week, we might not do YouTube classes, but we might have 1 or 2 Telegram classes like this. All right, in the evening. So from morning till evening, I am busy with those questions. All right, from morning till evening, I'm busy. So at night, you know, what we have been doing throughout last week has been calculation. So throughout this week now, because I don't enjoy doing calculation on Telegram, I prefer doing it on YouTube when I'm using my board. So throughout this week now, is it okay for us just maybe I will have given us keynote?
Sorry to bug in, sir. Here you can still use board here, sir. This one here, I have more questions. Here I have more questions to ask you. You don't have to continue typing and typing. I have more questions to ask regarding the mathematics here on Telegram than on YouTube.
I thought we've tried this before. It didn't work well. We tried
Why?
it before.
No, you can use this what is it? The Microsoft this software, their own software. You can write on their book and you can see here on the screen. You can use their like note making from 360. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. I remember, Mr. Jolas, I remember we had this discussion, and I was supposed to get like there's this friend of mine. Maybe majority of us will know the guy. He's called Escorp. Maybe we will know him. Is anybody who knows him in this group? Escorp.
No, I don't know.
Is anybody who knows him?
No.
Okay,
this is what we use. Telegram is what we use in all the courses.
Wait, Mr. Jolas, wait now, hear me first. I am supposed to get there's this tab that has pen. There's this digital tab that has pen. All right, I can connect it to the laptop. As I'm writing on that tab, it's showing on the screen. My laptop, this laptop, as you are seeing it has that feature, but the pen is lost. If I do it like this now, it's a 360 laptop. I can use that tab and I can use that anything, and it has a pen, but the pen has lost. I've misplaced the pen. So I have to get an external tab that I can be solving mathematics on it like this, and you are seeing it on the screen. It would have been okay that way. Mr. Jolas.
Sir, there are a lot of tools you can see online there up where you can use them to write. You can even choose the color you want. You can choose everything. You can wipe them out. You can do many things with those stuff they put there, you know, without you having stress going to search for other device that you will use to connect your laptop. Anyway, so let's go on, sir. Thank you.
I've deviated.
Miss Lena, what did you say?
Exactly. I want to hear that too.
We've deviated. Oh, I'm not doing MCH105 calculation.
You've not done what?
We've deviated, and I'm not offering MCH105. People are discussing MCH105 calculations.
Oh, as well.
Oh, but we are not agreed, though. We have not agreed.
Oh, okay. For me, I agreed. Oh, at least I just joined the class. It will give me time to also study the keynotes before lectures resumed again.
Okay, good. So I have one vote. Ms. Lena, do you agree?
To having one-on-one classes, I'll gladly have more than one-on-one classes, which is more one-on-one classes because they are helpful.
So next week, less of YouTube classes and more of Telegram classes, so that I can have enough time to do the practice question. Mr.
Please, more of
Dwellers,
Telegram
do you
Telegram
oppose
classes.
or you support?
He
No,
supports.
I even prefer, now, right from time, I prefer these Telegram classes than the YouTube class because I can express myself more to ask more questions. The when we were solving this equation, the equation we did last time, it took a little time for me before I could be able to switch in and get the point. And the point was just close by there, because I was doing the minus already before the interest. This is where I was getting it from. But at last, it took a lot of time. But it was something like this. I can just ask the question and you get me right. So thank you.
Okay. Mr. Alfred, what about you, sir? Mr. Alfred.
Telegram classes is better for me.
Okay. Mr.
Telegram classes.
You've spoken already. Okay, thank you. Miss Olamide, what about you? And Miss Abiola?
Sorry, sir, please, is this for second semester or fourth semester?
It's a combination of both.
Okay. Because the retrospective class sent to me, I still hear Mr. Jola's so I'm still hearing their name now, so that's I'm confused.
Miss Olamide, mute yourself. I think it's much for you. Miss Abiola, what did you say?
Now I'm just asking that is this for first semester or second semester? And you just answered me. You said it's for both.
Okay. Thank you. Now let's continue. We'll see how we can work. With that. Miss Ayomide, you can talk now.
So I think it's okay.
Okay, thank you. You can meet us.
Okay, sir.
We'll see how we can work with that because I don't want my child class now. My child is suffering. I don't want it. So let's see how we can achieve something. So now in the situation now, all right, we've been able to achieve the fact that SSI and MSI were introduced, and we have the Solomon computer that was developed by Washington Corporation. All right, and we also have the CPL, so programming languages, and we have the BCPL, that is the basic computer programming language. So now in fourth generation, all right, computers with large main memories were introduced. All right, and a good example of that is Cray 2, CRAY, Cray 2. It's a very good example of computers with large memory introduced in the fourth generation. All right.
Sorry. Come again. Sorry, please.
Okay, sir. In the fourth generation, 1972 to 1984, we had computers with large main memories. Computers with large main memories were introduced. And a good example of such computer, we have Cray 2. That is CRAY, then 2. Number 2 in numerics. All right. And basically, that's just what the fourth generation is all about. And Miss Lena, what do we have on the fifth generation? Miss Lena, unmute yourself.
The fifth generation, that was in 1984 to 1990. We're talking about computer networking like the WAN and LAN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you take that again? I'm not sure I heard you correctly. Can you take that again?
Okay, I said the fifth generation that happened in 1984 to 1990. It talked about computer networking like the WAN, the LAN, and also
What's the full name of WAN and LAN?
WAN is W wide A access network, wide access network, wide area network, wide area network, wide area network. Sorry, wide area network.
Okay, then
wide area network and local area network. Sorry.
Also. Now, if you come to the CIT104 keynote, now under that we have in CIT104 now, it says that this generation of computer used man-made knowledge called artificial intelligence. If you are offering GST103, this may not concern you. That's one thing I said. These two courses have a lot in common. Now, in CIT104 now, CIT104 is saying that during fifth generation, artificial intelligence was introduced. AI. This is when AI was introduced in the fifth generation. All right. The likes of voice recognition was also introduced in the fifth generation. So you can just put that on your left hand side. You can just hold it if you are doing GS103. Now, in the sixth generation.
Come again, sir, for the last thing you just said.
Voice recognition and artificial intelligence. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the sixth generation, in GS103, it was just specified that network bandwidth expanded tremendously. All right, but in CIT104, it says that in CIT104, it says that computers in this generation, all right, introduce what we call nanotechnologies. All right, these are the type of technologies that are in vogue. All right, we have the likes of Elon Musk that does a lot of space work and everything. When I say space now, like outside Earth, what kind of technologies they use? Molecular and quantum computing. These are the highest level of computing. That is what CIT104 states. But GS103 did not go this far.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
This GS103 is teaching the old stuff, because like what you say now, I know of this like LMOS and AI intelligence, artificial intelligence and all that. These are things that are happening now. Why they don't teach it in GS103? Why we
Can you
don't
hear
learn
me?
it?
Was that a question, sir?
Yes, yes, a question. Why is not included in GST103?
Yeah, according to the material is kind of limited. That's why I'm of the opinion that if you are doing GS103, that was why I said you should be in this class. Because CIT104 and GS103, they are almost the same thing, but CIT104 is a little bit advanced. All right. So the material now is limited. GS103 material is limited. All right. So GS104, and that's why you see there's no practical. The one that should even have practical is GS103, because that's the main computer fundamentals. All right. So that is National University to tell us why. But basically, just have an experience. That's why I insist we should all hands should be on deck. So are we good to go, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we have now according to what we have here, it says 6th generation computers what take dictations and identify words using complex algorithm. 6th generation computers take dictations like speech recognition. If you are on this stream and you use iPhone, all right, detect. Now, have you ever asked yourself, why is it that Android does not have Siri? Does not mean that Android does not have voice recognition. Android does have voice recognition, all right? But if you check iPhone, we have something called Siri, all right? Siri is so advanced to the extent that there are some appliances in your house that you can instruct Siri to operate for you. There are some home appliances that you can connect Siri to, that from the control of your phone, you can instruct Siri. Siri is a artificial intelligence, a voice recognition artificial intelligence that performs instructions, all right, based on the registered voice or the voice the user has used to open or register with Siri. All right, so these advanced technologies that the 6th generation computer uses. All right, so we have
Yes,
that.
so even that they are doing it in banks now. So there are some banks if you go withdraw your money or something like that, they take the record of your speeches. So when next you come again, if it's not the same, they won't give you money.
Wow, I'm not sure we have such technology in Nigeria. Where is this technology happening, sir?
Technology,
It's happening all over the place. It's happening, not just in Nigeria.
I'm not sure.
Sometimes
Because
sometimes if you call a customer care, they will inform you that the conversation will be recorded.
yes,
For recorded purposes.
yes.
These are those things. They are taking down those information. So whenever you call and it's not the right voice, they will reject the offer.
Okay, thank you for that. Now let's I think we've spent a lot of time in this class, and my throat is beginning to ache already. So let's just pick one or two more things and call it a wrap for today. So from what I have here, now let's talk about the output devices. All right. When we started class earlier, we made mention of some certain things. We said something about the input unit, the processing unit, and output unit. So now let's be very particular about the output unit. All right. We already discussed and let what the output unit is already. So we want to talk about some components. All right. Some components of the output unit. And we want to be very particular about the printer. All right. So when we do the printer, what are we talking about? Now, a printer is said to be the computer components that let us create copies of information stored in the computer on paper. All right. It helps us transform soft copy into what's called hard copy, a printer. Information on computer translated on paper. A printer is a computer component that lets computer users create copies of the information stored in computer on paper. Are we together?
No.
Miss Lena, you have the keynote now. Why? What are you saying? You said no. It's in your
Let
keynote.
me explain if she doesn't understand. I think I
No,
understand.
I understand. I just want to get that definition. You just gave us 3 different definitions now.
Oh, 3 different definitions. But all the definitions still talk about
they
one
are
thing.
actually driving to one particular person, yes.
Exactly, yes. So I might not be able to repeat what I said exactly the way I said it.
All right, so no problem then.
So there are 3 basic types of printers. All right, Ms. Lina, do you want to assist us with that?
No, sir.
You've not gotten there. Okay.
I can't remember, sir. Maybe if you mention one, I'll remember the rest.
Okay, Miss Abiola, are you there? Miss Abiola. Miss Abiola, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir. I'm working.
Okay, you are working. Oh, sorry. It's okay. Mr. Choosing Star, do you want to help us with that? Mr. Choosing Star, are you with us? Okay. Mr. Alfred.
Yeah, I know we have a laser computer printer. Sorry.
Okay, sir.
I know I have that one in the office. Laser printer.
Thank you, sir.
That one is jet something printer. I can't really remember.
Yes, inkjet. Inkjet.
Okay, inkjet. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I did only 2 types.
We have about 3, sir. And you mentioned 2. Thank you very much. You've tried. But do you mind explaining? All right, these are 2 different. Now, these are 2 different printers. So, do you mind explaining to us what those printers, what makes them different? Mr. Alfred, are you there?
I can't remember seeing.
I'm not talking from the course material, but I know we have one. That one has a cartridge. Then there's another one again. You have small
cartridge. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, there's another type, which is that one has a small container where you put liquid inside. One is powder, one is liquid. Those are the 2 computer I know. Printer we have. Yeah. So I don't know.
Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Miss Lena, you want to say something?
Yes, I was trying to explain that I've gone through the keynotes and the little I can recall, I can't remember seeing the types of printer in the manual.
I think what I sent you was GST103, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's not on GST103.
Because I know
GST104.
I'll be glad if you could share, sir. Thank you. The 3 types of printer. You said inkjet.
Okay, so we have the laser.
Sir?
All right, the laser. That's L-A-S-E-R. Laser jet. No, not laser jet, just laser printer. L-A-S-E-R. Laser printer. Like when we say laser now, at least some of us that used to watch all this war movie, there's a gun that has a laser that is used to aim targets. one red pin like this. I think that's the best I can give. What is
I know
laser?
Lisa. I know Lisa
Okay.
printer.
So now we'll talk about this kind of printer now. There's this light inside this printer. It's like a laser light. I think it's greenish. I think the one I know is greenish. The moment you open it, you see this green light. And when you place your paper on this printer, is that green that scans the content and reproduce it. Now, but according to what we have in the material, it says this combine a magnetic roller. All right, the laser printer now combines a magnetic roller with powder ink called toner. All right, that transfers high quality characters or image on page. Now, this laser printer now it uses a magnetic roller, and this is the one that also uses powder ink, and this powder ink is called the toner. If I'm not mistaken, is this toner that this Mr. Alfred was referring to? When your printer is not printing well, I think what I remember was with the photocopy machine. When the words are fading off, there's a way you can remove the toner and refill it. Right? It's removable, it's detachable, you can also always refill it. So it's this laser printer now combines magnetic roller with powder ink called toner. All right, and this toner uses to transfer high quality characters or image on pages. And we have the inkjet. All right, this inkjet have small nozzles that actually spray fast dry ink. Small nozzles that spray fast. All right, small nozzles that spray fast drying ink, all right, onto the page to perform characters or image, to form characters or image. So the keyword with the laser printer is it uses a magnetic roller, powder ink called toner. Inkjet uses what we call small nozzles, dry fast, sprays fast drying ink. And we have what is called dot matrix printers. This use a print head to strike an ink ribbon against paper, like a typewriter.
What did you call it? What did you call it? Sorry.
Dot matrix. D-O-T. Then there's a hyphen, like a dash. Dot matrix printers. All right. This use a printer head to strike an ink ribbon against paper like a typewriter, creating out a series of dots. Now, the key points here in all these printers are the first one, laser printer. This laser printer uses what we call the magnetic roller and a powder ink called the toner. The inkjet does uses small nozzles, all right, that sprays fast drying ink. All right. And we have the dot matrix printer that uses inked ribbon. All right. So I think out of 24 pages, we have been able to successfully do 10 pages. So we have 14 pages to go. So hopefully in our next class, we can cover the 14 pages. And please, I am the one doing the talking in this class, and it's not supposed to be so. I do only the talking. I'm doing most of the talking in this class, and it's not supposed to be so. It's supposed to be a discussion. I think the discussion is about 20%, and it's supposed to be over 80%. So please, Mr. Jolas, Mr. Alfred, request for your keynote. If Mr. Jolas has gone through this keynote, like the way Ms. Lena has gone through it, it would have been easier. If Mr. Alfred and Mr. Choosing Generation has also gone through their keynote, So it's been easy for everybody. We are only coming to discuss, to share what we have learned. And that's the beauty of everything. So
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is there any other requirement to get the keynote or just a request? If requesting, I'm requesting now. Is there any other?
Yes. Yes. I like that question, sir. I like that question. In the class, I have some persons that pay me per month. They pay me regularly. Those people, there are no requests at all. But people that pay me per semester, I do request for a token. All right, I do request for a token. Okay, so that's the only thing.
Okay, sir. Can I suggest?
Yes, sir. Yes.
If you know that you have any material that is good for me, you have my mail, you have my anything, you can just send, and it will be taken care of. Than waiting when I'll come and do a special request and all that. So
no,
this thing is good for you.
Special request. No. Do you know why? The reason why I insisted we have to request is because the other WhatsApp is my business WhatsApp, and I created specifically for this exam time. This other WhatsApp now, everybody knows that one. But there's another WhatsApp I have. It's only for this keynote. And as I'm giving you this keynote, just very few members of the class are on that WhatsApp because not everybody has requested. By the time everybody has requested, it takes you to that my WhatsApp. So I can chat with you on that WhatsApp, not on this other one. That is the basic thing. That one now is easy for me to just go to your DM and drop a message. Not this other one now that I have thousands of people on that WhatsApp. All right, sir.
The last conversation we had on that your business WhatsApp group, the thing is clear. It's no more here because I can remember you sent me the request, the link on this place, but the request is gone. And so I made the request for all my keynotes. I think I've done another one now to see. I don't know why it's
Sorry, I didn't get that, Mr. Alfred.
As I'm officially requesting for my keynote, sir.
No, you have to use the link. You have to use the link. The link now we have on WhatsApp. Then I can send it to you. You don't understand yet, sir.
Send me the link. So let me apply, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Miss Lena.
We're having this class.
Is it okay to have this class?
Excuse me, sir. There's something that happened today. You said 10 o'clock, and I prepared for 10. I didn't go out till 10.
Oh.
The next thing I saw, you changed the time to 1, and it affected my whole plan for the day.
I'm so sorry.
When I joined this thing, I was on a party, so I have to leave the party to come attend the class.
I'm so sorry, sir. My apologies.
It's really affecting the whole thing.
I'm so sorry.
Very sorry for that.
I'm so sorry. Taking note of that. I'm so sorry. So let me see if it's possible we're going to have this class tomorrow. Is tomorrow a good time to have another class on this? Maybe we can conclude it tomorrow.
What time tomorrow, sir?
The same time tomorrow.
Is it okay? This same time tomorrow?
Same time tomorrow will be okay for me.
What time tomorrow, sir?
1 p.m. just like today.
Please, it will not be okay, please.
Okay.
It will not be okay.
Mr. Divine said it's not be okay. Mr. Alfred, are you okay?
Most of the church workers are staying in church.
Sir? Mr. Alfred, what did you say, sir?
It's okay, man, no problem. But
yes,
what I said is most of us who are church workers will still be in church by then.
Of course, exactly. And we're not home by then, and you need to cook and all of that. I think we should do
Miss Lena. It's 1 o'clock, okay.
No, sir.
It's not conducive for me. I just have to.
1 o'clock is not okay.
Everybody wait. Everybody wait. Nothing is conducive. let's first understand that. We have a
Yeah.
lot of things we need to do. But there's something called order of priority, all right, whereby you arrange things according to the level of their importance. Now, exam is close. See, I'm the one soliciting for time now from each and every one of us, that I can have enough time and prepare practice question. I can take all day to prepare this practice question. It will be useless if it does not come in handy. All right. So not every time everything will be convenient for us, but I understand.
Yes, Sunday is
Nigeria is the
different.
country that has the highest level of churches in the world. Where other countries are building companies, Nigeria has the highest number of churches in the world.
I'm
I
not going
understand
to
that all
I'm
of
not
us
going to church tomorrow. I'm not
It's
going to
not a
Yeah,
bad thing.
is
okay.
I know it's not a bad I know, sir. But now let's now be fair. Can we make it
When the course is okay.
1:32? At least we are fair
1 p.m.
like that.
No.
1:32.
That
1,
1 p.m. 1 p.m. is fine, please.
1 p.m. is fine.
Because
It's okay.
1
Like
1
you
p.m.
p.m.
is
is
said,
fine.
fine.
upper priority.
Majority.
No,
1 p.m.
that 1
Okay,
p.m.
so
is
Choosing
Mr.
star, change
Mr.
your
Choosing
time
Star.
to
You
Mr.
have
our
Choosing
to
time.
Star,
you have to choose your
if you are in the
priority
church,
this time
you can
around,
quickly excuse yourself, go to the toilet. Even though it's 30 minutes, nobody will know what you are doing. Go to the
It's
toilet
true.
and attend class and enter the meeting back. It's not going to be conducive, but we have to make sacrifices.
1 p.m. is not okay. Please.
Mr. Choosing star, what time is okay for you?
At least, okay, 2 p.m. will be better. At least an hour. I know I come back from church 1 p.m. and that's when we close. And I need to focus and learn because that's what I came for. And you're just announcing it. Had it been, it's something laid down already, I would have worked out modalities to be able to fit in. But this is just coming all of a sudden. 1 p.m. I'll be returning. That's when we close from church. Please.
Let's make it 1:30. And then after 1:30, I don't think I'll have time to join again.
Well, by 3, I'm also going for another meeting. So just
Okay.
Tusa, your mic is muted though, so we can't hear you.
Sorry. So thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate your time.
so what
And
time?
my
What
prayer is
time,
that
sir? What
God
do we
will.
conclude? What
Sir?
time? Conclusion, what time?
Sir. One.
Okay.
Or should we make it 1:30 so that others that will join late can still join 1:30?
1:30 to close when?
Yeah.
Now that
1:30
I'm sending the keynote to everybody. Now that I'm sending the keynote to everybody. Sir?
I said 1:30 to close at any time.
No,
I
time now.
believe will not take too much time tomorrow because I'm sending the keynote to everybody now. I'm sending you the 2 keynotes. So if I've sent you 103 before, request for 104. So I'm sending the 2 keynotes. Please, let's take our time to go through them today. So tomorrow, as I'm calling Miss Lena, I'm calling Mr. Alfred, I'm calling Mr. Choosing Star, I'm calling I'm calling Mr. Jolas. So it will not be Miss Lena alone. So I'm going to send those 2 keynotes.
Tomorrow I'm having tomorrow after church. I'll get to by 1, or I'm supposed to close by 3, and attend a party.
Before 3
And
we
that
should be
party
done
is
now.
I'm the organizing it.
Before 3
Like
we
you
should be
leave
done.
this party until your exam.
Before 3
Your
we should be done.
exam is
So,
important too.
okay, so please, conclusively, we are in for 1:30, right?
Okay, 1:30.
Close by 3, please.
No, we can even close before 3. Depends on how responsive we
Exactly.
are.
Yes, it won't take that long. You don't need to stay till 3 p.m.
But let the 1:30 be
So
1:30, please. Let's not have technical problem that will move it to 2 o'clock, please.
Glory to God.
okay, thank you
Well,
very much, everyone. On this note, we'll bring this class to an end. Let's have a
Bye-bye.
wonderful afternoon.
all right. Thank you so much,
All right,
Miss
thank you.
Bye.
Lena. It's great to connect with you and Miss